Raining rather hard, but not quite as hard as it was when we first arrived. The crowd is somewhat sparse, but the colors of the umbrellas, an impressive sight.
Foliage at night almost, Jack.
I was thinking about that.
You were, but I beat you to it. Good crowd for the Rutland Raiders across the way.
Actually, a good crowd from Rutland, a sparse crowd here on the Mount Anthony side on this wild night in Bennington. Here's the Longton boot, and he tows this one to Atwood at the 8-yard line across the 10, 15, 20, near sideline 25. Still on his feet, breaking tackles across the 30, and he's down at the Raider 33-yard line as Rick Bertholdi got down there to make the stop. So the Raiders on the opening kickoff. Nice return of 25 yards for Dana Atwood. The Raiders will have it 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line, going right to left here in the first quarter. They mark it at the left side hash mark. Chris Dupuis, the center. Pat Dwyer is the quarterback. Conway and Stempeck will be in the backfield. Conway, junior quad captain. Stempeck, a senior quad captain. The backs are split with Stempeck and also with Conway as Pat Dwyer barks him out. Wing on the right as the handoff goes to Stempeck. Sweeps right, turns the corner at the 35 and gets it up close to the 40 before he's finally dropped by Paul Redding. Good carry by Stempeck on the first play from scrimmage as he took it right and then cut it against the grain and got it out to the Raider 40-yard line. A pickup of 7. It will be 2nd down and close to 3.
Well, already, the thing we pointed on in the pregame, good yardage on 1st down. To pick up 7 on your first play around the right side is exactly what Rutland's looking to do now. Now they're in 2nd and 3rd as opposed to 2nd and 3rd and long.
The inside handoff now to Stempeck off right tackle. He's got the 1st down and more as he scoots his way out to about the 43-yard line. Picked up 3, and the Raiders pick up the 1st down. Brad Frazier on the stop for Mount Anthony. We're just underway. This was the first series of the football game, and the Raiders have picked up a 1st down. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Well, 2 things are happening now every time they pick up a 1st down. The clock will continue to run if it's on the ground, and more importantly, the Mount Anthony defense remains on the field, which eliminates their offense from having the football.
Got a wing on the right. It is Seth Bailey. Wide left is Mayhew, and Bailey is in motion right to left. As Dwyer, play action, back to throw, throws left, it's incomplete as he wanted to find his intended receiver, Seth Bailey, up around the 47-yard line, and he underthrew him just a bit, and it will be 2nd and 10 for the Raiders at their own 43-yard line.
Well, Rutland likes to use that pass play, bringing Bailey in motion from right to left, and he continues that way towards the near sideline, almost at a slant pattern towards the sideline, and Dwyer just barely overthrew him. Bailey, Seth that is, making the dive. It just went off his fingertips.
We got the double tight end set up with Matt Daly and Dave Paller. A wing left, it's Bailey. He's in motion left to right. This time the Raiders operate out of the eye. Handoff straight ahead goes to Jake Conway, and he squeezes his way to about the 45, maybe just shy of the 45-yard line before he gets driven back. Pickup of about a yard or 2. They're going to give him 2, and it will be 3rd and 8 for the Raiders at the Raider 45-yard line. 10:20 left first quarter, no score. And there on the stop was Dan Bulger for Mount Anthony. Chris Dupuis, the 5'10", 175-pound sophomore, leads the club out of the huddle. Aaron Bailey is in now. He's wide left. And the backs are split again with Conway and Stempeck. Dwyer looking to pass. Throws left, and it is incomplete down around the Mount Anthony 42-yard line. He wanted Aaron Bailey. He underthrew him, and it was almost picked off downfield. And Paul Redding almost came up with it. So the Raiders, who picked up a 1st down, have stalled a bit on their second series. This is their first series, but their second set of downs after picking up their 1st down. So they have it 4th and 8 at their own 45-yard line. They'll have to boot the football away as Aaron Corbino back around the Raider 32 to kick it away. And the snap is a good one. And this will go to Stemp at the 32, fumbles the football, and I believe the Raiders have recovered. Duval was down there, Still no indication. Yes, there it is. The Raiders have recovered. Josh Stepp was back in single safety, and it might have been John Watson who got down there to recover the fumble. Duval was there, so was Watson. Watson recovered, so the Raiders get a break, and they have it 1st and 10 at the Mount Anthony 33-yard line.
Well, for the first time, the condition of the football, that ball just squirted through the arms of Stemp, and waiting right there was Watson on the spot. Big break for Rutland.
This is their second series. They get it right back. 1st and 10 at the Patriot 33. In motion now is Duval right to left. Handoff to Conway off the right side, 25, and Conway busted out of bounds around the Mount Anthony 23, picked up close to 10. Zane Burke there on the stop for Mount Anthony. Let's see if indeed, yes, he did pick up the first down, a 10-yard carry for Jake Conway. 1st and 10 Raiders, the Mount Anthony 23-yard line.
And
no
Burke,
score, 9:35 left first quarter.
Zane Burke will be the starting quarterback tonight. He's also starting in the secondary for the Mount Anthony defensive unit, and he was the first Patriot to lay his hands on Jake Conway, which simply means good blocking at the line of scrimmage by the offensive lineman for Rutland.
A couple of wideouts left for the Raiders. They operate out of the eye. Handoff now to Stempeck. Nothing up the middle. Takes it to the right, and he's dropped after a pickup of a yard or two to the 22. And Mike Onorado on the stop for Mount Anthony. Well, they give him back to the line of scrimmage. We'll call it 2nd and 10 for the Raiders, the Mount Anthony 23. So the Raiders got the opening kickoff, picked up a first down. Then on 4th down, Aaron Carbonneau had to punt and got it to Josh Stepp, who fumbled. Watson recovered. And the Raiders now have it 2nd and 10 at the Mount Anthony 23-yard line. Right side hash mark in the pouring rain here at Spinelli Field. Aaron and Seth Bailey are wide left as the Raiders operate out of the eye. Dwyer barks him out. Dwyer now on the handoff to Conway, and he avoided one man in the backfield and took it straight ahead for a yard or two to the 21. And Kevin Brown there on the stop for Mount Anthony. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Raiders at the Mount Anthony 22. We'll call it 3rd and 9 as they mark the football now.
Well, here's a good opportunity for Rutland to keep this football, get a first down, and capitalize on the turnover off the punt fumble by Stemp. If they come away empty here, it's just going to give that football back over to Mount Anthony.
Duval is wide right. It's Aaron Bailey wide left. 3rd down for Dwyer and company. Dwyer looking to pass. Rolls right, and he's going to be hemmed in, and they are going to drop him back to about the 24-yard line. It lost a couple of yards, and it was Josh Stemp there on the stop. So it'll be 4th down and 11 for the Raiders at the Mount Anthony 24-yard line. As Chris Mayhew back in the game now for Aaron Carbonneau for Rutland High. This is 4-down territory. 5:48 remaining in the first quarter. Mount Anthony has yet to put its hands on the football. Duval is a wing right, or actually wide right now. Mayhew wide left. Conway and Stempeck are the setbacks. 4th down and 11 for the Raiders. Dwyer looking to pass, rolls right, throws down the middle. It's incomplete. It was almost picked off as Wes Dewey was over there to knock it down. At any rate, it is a 4th down play, so Mount Anthony will take over on downs. Not sure who was the intended receiver down the middle as Dewey almost picked it off, but not picking it off gave the Patriots a few extra yards. He probably would not have taken it back to the 24-yard line, so that's where Mount Anthony will have it. That was down around the 15 where Dewey almost came up with the interception. So Mount Anthony goes on the offense for the first time, 1st and 10, and its own 24-yard line. Zane Burke is the quarterback for the injured Andy Todd. And the handoff goes to Mailhot. Nothing there as he took it straight ahead. Host of Raiders to drop him, led by Bill Sargent. Chris Healey was over there on the play as well. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Patriots, their own 24-yard line.
And it was the drill sergeant getting into the backfield first for the Rutland defense. Just burst through the line of scrimmage. No one picked him up. He was the first one on the scene. Held his ground until the rest of the Raiders showed up and threw him for just getting back to the line of scrimmage. I noticed there's a problem with the clock here, right? I'll tell you about it here in just a second. Here is the pitch now to Mailhot as he sweeps right, takes it against the grain to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, down the sideline to the 30, 25, breaks a tackle, 15, 10, down to the 8-yard line. Ken Mailhot on the carry, and he was finally caught from behind by John Watson. Well, Healey had a shot at him. Healey came from the far sideline, raced all the way to the far side, and nearly came up with a tackle about 10 yards further backfield for Rutland. and Mailhot just shredded him like a bad habit. And it was all over after that. And thank goodness John Watson, who makes his second big play of this football game already for Rutland. Of course, he had the fumble recovery and
68-yard run.
The touchdown-saving tackle that time.
First and goal for the Patriots at the Raider 8-yard line as Burke barks him out inside, handoff to Stemp, and he picks up yardage as he picks his way through the slippery turf down to the 5-yard line. Ken Kuchar on the tackle. The clock reads now. I noticed that every time it goes, I know one time I said 5 something. When it goes to 7, what does it do? It jumps down to 5 and then pops back up. Okay.
Because then it just went to 4. Now
but it just went to 4 and it back up to 6. Second and goal for Mount Anthony at the Raider 5-yard line as Burke barks him out, a couple of wideouts right. And we got whistles. And we got a timeout on the field here. And it's the Raider timeout, or is this going to be an official's timeout? 6:02 left here. See, it reads 4:02. See, there's going to be, on top of everything, a problem with the clock here tonight, too. At any rate, when we come back, as a matter of fact, we'll keep it right here. As we look back, Ken Mailhot, that 68-yard run, giving the Patriots a first and goal at the Raider 8. Now it's second and goal for the Patriots at the Raider 5-yard line.
Well, Mailhot initially on that play came to the near side. He went back across field, and he picked up a big block from Paul Redding, number 14, from the wide receiver position, and that just cleared out the whole opening. And Healey, referred to as the Comet, referred to as Bones Healey, gave chase down the far sideline, and Mailhot just threw him off his back. And there was Watson on the scene next for the Raiders, who got credit for the tackle. And had Watson not been persistent on the far sideline, that would have been 6 points the other way for Mount Anthony. But a big break as that play came on second down. It was a 68-yard run by Ken Mailhot.
It is now second and goal for the Patriots at the Raider 5 as the Raiders just called for a timeout there first. A couple of wideouts right now for Zane Burke, and a man in motion right to left now as he barks him out. Long count. Zane Burke back to throw, looking, being chased, rolls right, still looking, trying to cut it back inside, and he slips and falls back around the 10-yard line. And he lost about 5. It'll be third and goal, but there is a penalty marker down. Third and goal for the Patriots before the penalty at the Raider 10. The Raider 11-yard line is where they mark it.
Holding Mount Anthony.
Holding against Mount Anthony.
So what did lose 5 will now even lose more against Mount Anthony. And the defender on the scene pressuring Burke was Buda Barajiklian, giving chase, and Burke got on his horse and got out of trouble as Barajiklian just reached out with his left hand and almost came up with the sack. But
the Raiders are going to decline that.
Absolutely. They lost 5 on the play, so don't take the penalty, take the play. Losing 5 yards, and good defensive pressure by Greg Buda Barajiklian in the backfield for the Raiders.
Tyke Stratton was in there as a wide receiver for Mount Anthony. We didn't see him play last week, but he's out of the football game now. So it will be third and goal for the Patriots at the Raider 11. And we'll just say it's in the first quarter. They are having problems with the clock here. Apparently some water getting into the mechanism. Zane Burke, quick drop, throws left. It's incomplete. He underthrew Paul Redding at the 10-yard line, covered by Billy Moran. So it will be fourth and goal for the Patriots at the Raider 11. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Jake Longton in there to attempt an extra point, to attempt a field goal, I should say. But I wouldn't be surprised,
he's down on the sideline.
So they're 4-down territory here. They're going to go for it on fourth down, fourth and goal at the Raider 11.
Well, it's either a touchdown or
Rutland ball. I'm surprised that Longton isn't in there. Step the up back, Mailhot the deep back out of the eye. In motion, Watson right to left, Redding is wide right. And the inside handoff to Step, nothing there. He's stacked up in the line of scrimmage. The Raiders have held, and they take over on downs, first and 10 at their own 11-yard line. Mitch Morgan on the stop for Rutland High.
Along with Barajiklian, Sargent, and just about everybody else that plays defensive line for the Raiders, just stack the middle.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Longton would be in for the field goal attempt, but I'm surprised that he wasn't, because I saw him kick last week, even though it's a rainy night and a slippery turf here. But they went straight ahead to Stemp, and the Raiders equal to the challenge. So Mount Anthony cannot capitalize like the Raiders couldn't capitalize on the Watson fumble recovery. Mount Anthony couldn't capitalize on that 68-yard run by Mailhot. So the Raiders have the football, 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line. Duval in motion, inside handoff to Stempeck, and he picks up maybe a yard out to the 12-yard line. Is Brad Frazier there to wrap him up for Mount Anthony.
And the game plan continues offensively for the Raiders. Attack on the ground, try to loosen things up in the middle, and it's been somewhat effective. They picked up a few first downs on their first drive by running the football. They need to keep that going, get good play on the line of scrimmage, good blocking, and just continue to peck away at that Mount Anthony defense with the legs of Stempeck as well as Conway.
So the Raiders 2nd and 9 at their own 12. Now it is Seth Bailey in motion left to right. The Raiders operate out of the eye. And the deep handoff goes to Stempeck. Took it right, and he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe picked up a yard. Out to the 13. It would be 3rd down and a long 7. As on the tackle was Brad Frazier for Mount Anthony.
Tackle made by 37, Brad Frazier.
The Raiders have it at their own 13-yard line. Dupuis leads the club out of the huddle. We are in the first quarter. The clock inoperative. We can't. It's jumping all over the place, so we might get the official time periodically. Duval in motion now left to right as Dwyer barks him out. And the handoff goes off the right side, and not much there on the carry for Jake Conway. Picked up a yard or 2, and Rick Bartholdi there on the stop. Get it out to the 14, so the Raiders will have it 4th down and a long 6 of their own 14. They'll have to boot the football away.
And Bartholdi just reached out with his left arm and tripped up the legs of Conway, and that's really how you stop a power runner in Jake Conway. You don't hit him high, you take the legs out, and that's exactly what happened on that play.
I think the officials have just discovered the problem with the clock. Yeah, they're over talking to the Mount Anthony bench here. So the Raiders had an opportunity. Watson recovering a fumble, but then Mount Anthony took over on downs. Mailhot gave Mount Anthony a 1st and goal at the Raider 8-yard line after a 68-yard run. You can hear the clock operator.
The time is 3:35.
Apparently 3:35 remaining in the first quarter. So we'll have to hear the announcement here and from the clock operators to the official time. Again, apparently some water got into the... I noticed that when I remember seeing 5-something, which I thought, well, boy, this quarter is really zipping along. Then the next time I looked, it was up around 7.
Okay, Tony Adams.
So it's jumping back.
Inside joke.
But I noticed it.
Yes, you did. And if that was the time, we'd be in trouble.
WSYB Rutland High School football 95, and they're still trying to get the...
I can't hear what you're saying. There's too many people talking.
This is an official's timeout.
Well, it's jumping up and down out there. On the electronics out on the board.
Well, the thing is that the scorekeeper on his score-keeping device here located to our left, he's got the digital readout of what would appear on the scoreboard. The scoreboard on the field shows 3:31. On his digital readout, it says 3:35. So there's only a 4-second differential, which is much less than it was a few moments ago when it went from 7 minutes down to 5. But hopefully we'll get that worked out. But we up here in the booth can hopefully, if you can look over and keep your eye on the score without annoying the gentleman to death, Jack, like you have a tendency to do.
I can't really see it. It'll be 4th down, a long 6 for the Raiders when play is back in. They'll have to boot the football away. This time Paul Redding is back deep. It was Stemp who fumbled the Aaron Carbonneau boot before that gave the Raiders excellent field position on the Watson fumble recovery.
In fielding a punt when the football is soaking wet like it is, you may be better off just letting the ball sail over your head or just getting out of the way and letting it be downed. That's one of the things you may want to consider, because the ball on that first punt by Carbonneau was sky high, and it came down and just squirted right through the arms of Stemp.
Carbonneau back to about the 3-yard line to boot it away. It's Redding right around the Raider 47 to field the punt. Just a slight delay here.
Medium drizzle as far as rain goes.
Yeah, it has to calm down considerably. They're just going to have it at 0, and we'll periodically, that's what it is, they'll just leave the clock at 0. We'll periodically tell you about the time left in the various quarters here.
Yes.
We're in the first quarter. There is no score. The last we heard officially 3:35 remaining in the first quarter.
There's still 3 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the quarter.
All right. Now we've had enough of a delay. Let's get going here.
That's right.
I think, boy, we've had all kinds of adventures down here in Bennington over the years.
Oh, good grief.
I remember the lights went out one time, and it was, I think I was at the
remember
beginning.
that game.
Yeah, they couldn't, I don't think they could put them on.
I wasn't here for that. I was listening. I rember...
We started like at 8:30.
Well, the last thing before the lights went off, I heard you say, "What does this red button do?" And then that was it. That was the lights went out.
It was at the beginning, so the game got underway late.
Standing there with a plug, laughing.
So 4th down and 6 for the Raiders. Carbonneau back to boot around his own 3. Redding around the Raider 45. The snap is a good one. Carbonneau gets the boot away. And this will go to Redding at the Raider 47. Fumbles the football, picks it up at the 45, then gets hit immediately and driven back. So undoubtedly, we talked about the high-powered offense of the Patriots and how you have to be in a shootout. Jason Schmidt down there to make the tackle. However, the weather has undoubtedly been a factor, at least so far in the first quarter. We've seen 2 punts fumbled by the Patriots. They lost the fumble earlier, just Josh Stemp, and this time Redding did pounce on his own fumble and then got driven back, and they are going to mark it at the Raider 47-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Patriots at that point. As Zach Watson is in wide right. Stemp is the up back. Mailhot the deep back out of the eye. Zane Burke is the quarterback for the injured Andy Todd. Redding is wide left, and we do have a penalty marker down, and this will be a legal procedure against Mount Anthony.
It was the right guard. Here's a free plug of Mount Anthony on the offensive line, number 68, Kevin Brown, who flinched out of his stance on the first signal from Burke, the quarterback, which could be a problem. They may be used to the cadence and the delivery of the signal calling from their normal quarterback, Andy Todd, and may have been thrown off just a little bit with the new quarterback, Burke, being in there, replacing the injured Todd.
So it's 1st and 15 for the Patriots at their own 47 after that 5-yard penalty. Redding wide left, Watson wide right. Burke barks him out. It goes to Mailhot straight ahead, 50, 45. Puts on a move, and he's dropped at the Raider 42-yard line, maybe the 43. John Haynes there to meet him straight on in the open field.
Mailhot once again just exploded through the line of scrimmage off of left guard, between the left guard and the left tackle. And man, he just headed upfield, and luckily it was Haynes on the stop. And again, Haynes is in the secondary for Rutland defensively, and he was the first Raider to hit him. It was already several yards downfield.
Picked up about 11. It's 2nd and 4 for the Patriots, the Raider 43. We're in the first quarter, no score. Burke again operating out of the eye. Redding is wide left. Again, the call to Mailhot, takes it off the left side, and he squeezes his way inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line, maybe the 38. Needed a long 4, close to 5 for a first down. And he is awfully close. I'm not sure if they're going to call for a measurement or not. Joe McGarry there on the tackle. The Raider has been slightly shaken up. I don't want to say slightly, but it looks like they have helped him up somewhat here. Or is he still down? I thought he got up to his sitting position. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard, or they still haven't called for the measurement because of the injured player between the football and the measuring sticks. Patriots have it at the Raider 38-yard line. Matter of fact, as I can see the sticks now, that might be awfully close to a first down. As soon as they administer to the injured player here for the Raiders, they will probably call for a measurement. They're helping him to his feet now and helping him off the field, and it's John Watson, I believe. Is that a 35 or a 75 over there?
It's hard to tell.
Is it 75 or 35? It's Watson, John Watson, and he was helped off the field. Are they going to call for the measurement? Yes, here comes the... He needed a long 4. That's just about what he picked up. So John Watson helped off the field. The injury, John Watson, who had a fumble recovery earlier. And it must be inches shy. It's 3rd and inches for the Patriots at the Raider 38-yard line. We're in the first quarter again. We can't tell you as to the time tonight because the clock is inoperative, but there is no score. Mike Stratton is the center. He leads the club out of the huddle. So it's 3rd and inches for the Patriots at the Raider 38. Zane Burke is the quarterback. Wide left is Redding. They operate out of the eye. Hand off to the fullback, Stemp straight ahead, and he's got the first down and more as he cracks his way down to the 35-yard line. Ken Kuchar there to wrap him up for Rutland High. Picked up 3. Matter of fact, he got a pretty good spot. He picked up close to 5. They're going to mark it at the Raider 33-yard line. So when I thought his forward progress was stopped, he got a couple of more. Zach Watson wide right, Redding wide left. Now the backs are split, Mailhot and Stemp behind Burke. And the handoff goes to Stemp straight ahead, and he gets a couple down to the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Patriots at that point. Jake Conway there on the tackle. Tomorrow we'll have MSJ at Burlington. We'll be on the air at 1:05 with a pregame show. Kickoff time at 1:30. James Gully and Zach Watson alternate at flanker for Mount Anthony for the most part, and Watson is out and James Gully is in. 2nd and 8 for the Patriots, the Raider 31-yard line. No scores. They mark it at the left side hash mark. Burke fakes to Stemp, then takes it right on the option. 25 to the 20, and he's dropped at the Raiders' 17-yard line by John Haynes.
Well, out of the option to the near sideline, Burke had, I believe it was Mailhot behind him, and the defense just rightly so, just shifted towards Mailhot, and Burke just took it upfield, and the ambulance has entered the...
Yeah, we saw a lot of injuries last week, and the ambulance coming out. John Watson, who I said initially, I thought they were helping him up initially in that, but he was helped off the field. 14-yard pickup on that play by Burke. 1st and 10 Patriots, the Raiders 17. Fake into the line by Burke, takes it left on the option and turns it back inside and gets it to about the 13-yard line. John Haynes again there on the tackle for Rutland High.
Well, this already will be the 2nd time Mount Anthony has been deep into Raider territory. The first time it was a big defensive play by Barajiklian that stopped that series and that drive. Let's see who's going to rise to the occasion defensively on this impressive drive here by Mount Anthony. Who's going to rise to the occasion defensively for the Raiders?
Picked up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Patriots at the Raider 13. That is the end of the first quarter. After a quarter here at Spinelli Field in Bennington, our score, Rutland nothing, Mount Anthony nothing. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
But the Rutland defense has been especially stingy inside their own 20.
So 2nd down and 6 for the Patriots, the Raider 13. The Patriots going right to left here in the second quarter. And the handoff to Stemp straight ahead as he takes it to the 10 to the 8-yard line before he's dropped. And there on the stop was Jason Schmidt, who was our J.P. Carrera & Sons MVP last week and played a great defensive ball game. We'll have a J.P. Carrera & Sons MVP at the end of the game here tonight. That was close enough for a measurement. It looked like perhaps more than like 5 yards to go for the first down rather than 6. And that's just about what he picked up, a little less than 5 yards apparently. It will be 3rd down and inches for the Patriots at the Raider 8-yard line. 3rd down and about a foot. We'll have a Pasquale's 12th Player Unsung Hero Award tonight for the Raiders. The winner will get the Raider sub, the bag of chips, Snapple beverage, and a Snapple sports bottle. That at the end of the game as well. The Patriots operating out of the eye. Stemp is the up back. Mailhot is the deep back. As Burke barks him out, 3rd and short at the Raider 8-yard line. And here's the pitch to Mailhot, sweeps right, then tries to cut it inside and does for about a yard or 2 down to the 7. He only needed a couple of inches, maybe a foot, and that is a first down. It will be 1st and goal for the Patriots, and the tackle made by Jake Conway.
Good job of blocking by Stemp. Stemp was the lead blocker, a la Daryl Johnston from the Cowboys, clearing way for Emmett Smith. It was just a beautiful block around right end.
I was premature on the call here. They are going to bring out the sticks. Maybe just got a half yard or so. No, he did not make it. Boy, I'll tell you, I don't think he got
it. Was good blocking, but by the same token, it was great ball pursuit by the Rutland defense led by Conway.
No, he did not get it.
Several other Raiders in there. And what you're noticing is the Rutland linebackers are faking the blitz several occasions here to try to throw off the rhythm of Zane Burke.
Maybe he needed more than inches, more but like a foot. It'll be 4th down and inches at the 8-yard line. Hand off to Mailhot, and they are going to stop him. This one just back to the line of scrimmage. The stick said 3rd down. The board said 4th down, but I believe it was a 4th down play.
And it was Atwood first getting there defensively for the Raiders, and I think they're going to get the football back.
They're undoubtedly going to call for a measurement again here at the 8. I'll tell you, I don't think Mount Anthony, and it was a break for the Raiders, got a real good spot on that previous play. I was a little surprised. I thought he had it with plenty to spare. But on this one, he was cut down what appeared to be at the line of scrimmage. Here is the measurement, and the Raiders have held. They did not get the first down. They had 3rd and inches, maybe close to a foot, and stopped Mount Anthony on 2 consecutive plays.
Well, the rain has just about stopped, but the offense for Mount Anthony has stopped on that drive. What a job of defense down in the trenches by Rutland. There was Atwood getting through the line of scrimmage first, who put the first hit on, held his ground, and the hit was in the backfield. And Mailhot just lunged forward and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. It was a great spot, and now Rutland takes over deep.
Great spot for the Raiders for sure. 1st and 10 for the Raiders, their own 8-yard line, going left to right here in the second quarter. Wire the quarterback, handoff to Stempeck, broke a tackle, cracks his way out across the 10 to about the 14-yard line. Pickup of 6 is Zane Burke there on the stop. Is the clock operating again or not? Is
It's 10:55.
10:55 remaining first half here. No score.
Well, we're in the same minute. The clock says 10:09. Up here it says 10:55, so now it's about right. Keeps flicking back and forth. Good pickup on first down. That's what Rutland needs to do. 5 or 6 yards on first down. They got 6 that time from Stempeck.
Raiders have it second down at their own 14-yard line. And they end up straight ahead. Not much there. As a matter of fact, stopped at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Conway on the carry. And the stop made by Mike Honorado.
Tackle made by number 56, Mike Honorado.
Well, when you pick up 6 yards or 5 on first down, you have to get something going on second down as well. Rutland did not, and that's the second time in this first half that that's happened, and now they're faced with 3rd and medium range yardage with a 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 for the Raiders, their own 14-yard line. Dwyer has a man in motion, left to right. It's Duval. Handoff to Stempeck, takes it left, and he is cut down after a pickup of a yard. Got it out to about the 15, maybe just across the 15-yard line. And Hank Van Orman there on the stop for the Patriots. So it'll be 4th down and 4 for the Raiders at their own 15-yard line. So the Raiders will have to boot the football away, and Mount Anthony knocking on the door twice, had a 1st and goal at the 8. We thought they had a 1st and goal again at the 7-yard line, but the Raiders on 2 consecutive plays stopped them on 3rd and short and 4th and short. But again, Mount Anthony will get excellent field position. Scoreless ball game. We're in the second quarter. As Carbonell back to the 3-yard line to boot it away. And Paul Redding back around the Raider 47 to receive. The snap is a good one, and Carbonell gets the kick away, and this will come up short. It will hit in Raider territory as it rolls across the 40 out to about the 43-yard line before it's blown dead. So Mount Anthony has it 1st and 10 at the Raider 43-yard line. 8:57 left here in the first half.
And now Mount Anthony takes over great field position. Their defense held when it needed to after Rutland came up big deep in their own territory. 3 plays later, Rutland boots the football back to Mount Anthony, and when you give this offensive unit a short field, you really have to get good play from your defense, and so far tonight, Rutland has done that.
So Mount Anthony has it 1st and 10 at the Raider 43. Zane Burke is the quarterback in there for the injured Andy Todd as he barks him out. And the handoff goes to Step straight ahead, and that tough Raider defense there to drive him back. As he picked it up back to the line of scrimmage, Bill Sargent and Mitch Morgan there on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Patriots. That might have lost a half yard. We'll call it the Raider 43-yard line.
Well, it was Morgan on the scene first who just burst through the line of scrimmage and made the first hit and has just waited for Sargent, the drill sergeant, to arrive, and he did. Both of them did a nice job of penetrating that line of scrimmage, getting into the Mount Anthony backfield.
Can you tell who's in there defensively for John Watson, who was injured earlier? We can pick that up. Second and 10 for the Patriots at the Raider 43. Play action, Burke looking, throws, and it is complete to Stemp coming out of the backfield. He's inside the 30, 25, and he's dumped inside the 20 down around the 17-yard line. Burke to Stemp coming out of the backfield. Dana Atwood there on the tackle.
Big play for Mount Anthony, rolling to his left. Burke just looked upfield, and right out in the flat was his receiver, Stemp, and he took it. He got good blocking downfield from Redding, the wide receiver.
26-yard pickup on that little toss from Burke to Stemp, and Mount Anthony again knocking on the door. First and 10 at the Raiders' 17-yard line.
And it was Atwood coming all the way across the field with a great open field tackle that saved what could have been even more yardage for the Patriots.
We're in the second quarter, no score. The Patriots again operate out of the eye. In motion left to right, Zach Watson. Wide right is Redding. Wes Dewey is tight left. And being sacked after faking to the first man, Burke is sacked back around the Raider 24-yard line. Bill Sargent getting in there to make the hit as Burke tried to fake to Stemp, and that took too much time, and he went back to throw, and it was Bill Sargent there on the tackle. They're going to mark it at the 23. It lost 6. It'll be 2nd and 16 for the Patriots.
And Sargent is only a sophomore, and we have called his name several times this year, defensively coming up with big play after big play for the Raiders, and the drill sergeant certainly came in and made the big play single-handedly for the Raiders.
Redding and Watson wide right now, and the inside handoff, it goes to Brad Frazier, and he takes it down to about the 17. Picked up the yardage that they just lost. Jake Conway on the tackle. And picked up about 6, and it will be 3rd down and 10 for the Patriots of the Raiders 17. Brad Frazier, who was in there to give Josh Stemp a breather. Brad Frazier, who is a 5'9", 170-pound junior. Stemp is back in. He's the up back out of the eye. Mailhot is the deep back. And here's the pitch to Mailhot. Sweeps right, cuts it against the grain to the 15, and down at about the 11-yard line.
I think the ball came loose, but Mailhot may have been down.
It picked up about 6. It would be 4th and 4. There's a few Raiders there to drop them, led by Mitch Morgan. No score. We're in the second quarter here at Spinelli Field. The rain virtually has stopped. We got a timeout on the field. Mount Anthony wants a timeout. They're going to mark it at the Raider 11-yard line. We'll be back after this 30-second break. They got quite a field goal kicker, but they're going for it here. As Step is the up back, Mailhot the deep back out of the eye. James Gully in wide left. The fake to the first man by Burke takes it left on the option to the 10, to the 5, to the 6-yard line.
He'll be short.
And let's see. He needed about 5. That's just about what he picked up. And they have the ball near the near sideline. The sticks are across the way. The Raiders, who turned the Patriots away on a couple of 2 short yardage situations the last time Mount Anthony had the football. We'll see what happens again here as they call for a measurement. Awfully close to a first down. Mount Anthony would have it around the Raiders' 6, or the Raiders would have the football at their own 6. And it is a first down.
It appeared short from this vantage point.
So
although we did get it, and that's
before we thought they had it. This time we thought they were a little bit short, and it happened the other way around. First and goal for the Patriots, and they are going to mark it as they bring it toward the middle of the field. Get a better view of it here now. Right around the Raiders' 7-yard line. Step the up back, Mailhot the deep back out of the eye. We're in a scoreless ball game. Zane Burke, the quarterback. Fakes to Stemp, takes it right on the option, tries to string it out. He's caught from behind. After picking up a couple, he was caught from behind by Dana Atwood at the 5-yard line. Second and goal for Mount Anthony. Great play by Dana Atwood.
And great play after great play is what's happening tonight for this Raider defense. Bear Jicklin already with a big play. The drill sergeant with several big plays. And already Dana Atwood making his presence felt with a solo tackle on Burke as he rolled right on the option, snuffed that play out, and that's been a dangerous play for the Patriots in this first half, is running that option play with Burke.
Watson wide left now, Redding wide right. Again, Stemp the up back, Mailhot the deep back. Second and goal from the Raiders' 6. Handoff to Stemp, straight ahead, takes people with him as he cracks his way down to about the 2 or so. And there was Jason Schmidt on the hit. They're going to mark it at the 3.
What is that? Was that the 2?
It will be 3rd and goal for the Patriots at the Raider 3-yard line. Right side hash mark. Mike Stratton is the center.
The injury report on Watson is strained or pulled tendons in his leg. He is not going to be back this evening.
Wide right, Redding. Burke now fakes the step, then takes it straight ahead on the option. He's in for the touchdown. 3-yard touchdown run for Zane Burke on the quarterback keeper. And Mount Anthony leads at 6-0. We're in the second quarter here at Spinelli Field. Again, the clock inoperative. We only can pick up the time periodically. 4:20 remaining here in the first half. And Burke on the 3-yard quarterback keeper for the touchdown. And Mount Anthony leads it by a score of 6-0. Faked it to step and then followed in.
A 9-play drive started at their own 43-yard line, and this was the 3rd time that Mount Anthony was deep in Rutland territory. Rutland stopped them the first 2 times. The 3rd time, not quite so lucky. Mount Anthony gets the touchdown.
Jake Longton in to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It's 7-0 Mount Anthony. We'll be back with the kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Let up one bit. Mailhot and Stemp doing an effective job running the football, and Burke filling in adequately tonight for the injured Andy Todd.
This kickoff brought to you by Brillia's Chrysler Plymouth Jeep and Eagle, Route 7 North in Rutland, as Longton gets set to boot it. Dana Atwood and Jobin Feinberg back deep for the Raiders. So what we thought would be a high-scoring affair is 7-0 here, relatively late in the first half, with the Patriots having that lead. And the 3-yard quarterback keeper for the touchdown for Burke. And this sends Feinberg back to the 2-yard line. Takes it straight ahead. He's out across the 15, 20. And still on his feet, out across the 25 to about the 27. Great return by Jobin Feinberg. A return of 25 yards. 1st and 10 Raiders. They have it at their own 27. Brad Frazier getting down there to make the tackle. One thing that Coach Norman did not want to do is get behind. He thought a key was to get ahead of Mount Anthony. A tough club to play from behind against, but it's tonight with the weather conditions, even though the rain has virtually stopped, there is a drizzle going on. Now the Raiders are in the position where they have to come from behind. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Less than 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Pat Dwyer's gone all the way at quarterback as he barks him out. Mayhew is wide left, and we got penalty markers down. Duval was wide right. Matt Daly was in tight right.
Legal procedure against Rutland.
It would mark it back to the Raider 22-yard line. It would be 1st and 15.
And that's only their first penalty here in the first half. There's been 2 thrown against the Patriots here, and that's always a concern. Any football game you play is the severity of penalties and the amount of them. That's only the first penalty here, and we're approaching the 3-minute mark here in this first half, and that was just the first penalty against the Raiders. So that has not been a factor here in tonight's ball game.
More closer to the Raider 23. 1st and 15 for the Raiders at that point. Aaron Bailey and Duval are wide right. Duval's in motion right to left. Daly is tight left. And they hand off to Stempeck. Sweeps left, turns the corner. Penalty markers down. Got it out across the 25 to about the 27. Another penalty marker down. Looked like the referee threw it down, picked it up, and threw it down again just in case. And picked up about 4. We'll see what the penalty marker's all about. A clip against Rutland High.
Oh, I spoke too soon now. It's the second penalty in this drive here, back-to-back against Rutland, and this one's a little bit bigger than the first one. So Rutland going the wrong way now, as the penalties are starting to play a factor. I mentioned no more than 2 minutes ago that it hadn't been a factor yet. No sooner are the words out of my mouth, and it's a 15-yarder back the other way against Rutland.
From the point of infraction back to the 14-yard line, so it is 1st and 25 for the Raiders at their own 14-yard line.
Another penalty against the Raiders. 1st and down and 25 yards to go.
I'd be closer to 1st and 23, I think, as I count the sticks. 3:10 unofficially remaining here in the first half on Anthony with the 7-0 lead. Raiders 1st and long at their own 14-yard line. Pat Dwyer barks him out. He's got Duval in motion right to left now. And the pitch to Stempeck. Sweeps left, tries to turn the corner, and he can't. He's cut down at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and about 23 for the Raiders at their own 14. Josh Stemp there to wrap them up for Mount Anthony.
Tackle made by number 34, Josh Stemp.
You know, you hear all the talk about this Mount Anthony offense. Their defense has certainly somewhat impressive here in this first half, and what they're taking away from the Raiders is the ability to get to the outside. That play was designed to get to the outside around the left end, the left tackle, and they just couldn't do so as the Mount Anthony defense in pursuit, just really shutting down the run here in the first half.
Backs are split, Conway and Stempeck. In motion is Duval left to right as the handoff goes straight ahead to Conway. Broke a tackle up the middle and then takes it to the right and breaks out into the open for about 5 out to the 19-yard line. Conway was stopped up the middle, took it to the outside. He was stopped eventually by Redding. And it picked up 5. It will be 3rd down and about 18 for the Raiders. At their own 19-yard line, we got a timeout, Mount Anthony. 2:09 left first half. Mount Anthony with a 7-0 lead. Timeout on the field. We'll be back after this 30-second break. We mentioned the clock has had problems tonight. It's 1:27 now left in the half. Periodically we get the time, and periodically we think it's up on the board correctly.
Nonetheless,
but it was
there's enough time for Mount Anthony to get the football back if Rutland doesn't get a first down here.
3rd down and long for the Raiders. They have it at their own 19-yard line. And Dwyer on the handoff straight ahead and is cracking his way out to about the 25. On the carry for the Raiders was Mike Stempeck as Mount Anthony again calls for a timeout. That one picked up 6. But the Raiders will have to boot the football away. Kevin Brown on the tackle. Raiders had it 3rd and 18, and that picked up about 6. They have it 4th down and 12 at their own 25. They'll have to boot the football away. Mount Anthony did call for the timeout, but now Mike Norman is out on the field. So, indeed, we have a timeout on the field. 7-0 Mount Anthony. We're late in the first half. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
I'm good. I don't want to argue.
Raiders 4th and 12 at their own 25. Carbino back to boot it away. Redding at his own 40. And this pops up into the air. It will hit on the Raider side of the 50-yard line, blown dead by Dave Paller at the Raider 44. So Mount Anthony will have it 1st and 10 at the Rutland 44-yard line. 7-0 Mount Anthony. And we are late in the first half. Is that time correct now? 1:15 remaining in the first half.
Well, thinking back to the touchdown drive for Mount Anthony, it started at the Rutland 43. This drive here will start at the 44. With 1:15 remaining here, clock running now, and plenty of time for this quick strike offense to strike again before the half.
Redding wide right, Zach Watson wide left. Zane Burke barks him out. Watson's in motion left to right. Stemp the up back, Mailhot the deep back out of the eye. Burke rolls right, looking to throw. Big chase, Barajeklian's got him all the way back to the Mount Anthony 45-yard line. Greg Barajeklian on the sack. He got Zane Burke in. Burke lost 11.
When Barajeklian gets his hands on you, you better sit down or he's going to kindly escort you to your seat, which he did on that play. This time, Burke could not get away from Barajeklian. He did so back in the first quarter. This time here, Barajeklian came from the tackle position, uncontested from the blind side, came up with the sack.
They're going to mark it at the Mount Anthony 46, so it'll be 2nd down and long. Burke back to throw. Throws it downfield for Redding. It's incomplete down around the 25. Nice play by Billy Moran, who broke it up. Redding and Moran struggling for the football, and Billy Moran knocked it away. It'll be 3rd and long for Mount Anthony at their own 46.
Good coverage downfield by Moran. He was matched stride for stride with Redding. The ball was thrown nicely, a nicely thrown football by Burke, and Moran just turned at the last second in good coverage and just knocked the football away with his right hand, preventing what would have been a big completion on 2nd down for Mount Anthony. So 2 big defensive plays in succession here for the Raiders. Hopefully they can stop this drive and go into the half trailing only by a touchdown.
3rd and 19, we'll call it for the Patriots, their own 46. Couple of wideouts left. Zane Burke takes it left on the option, and he stutter steps, keeps to the 50, bounced to the 48, then bounced out of bounds. Finally, at the Raider 45-yard line, clock stops, and we believe that yes, it is the end of the first half. Bill Sargent on the tackle. So that picked up about 8 yards, and that is the final play of the first half. Again, the clock inoperative. We have to catch the time when we have an opportunity. So we're at halftime, and who would have believed it, really? We thought a high-scoring affair, instead a low-scoring affair despite the rain. There is a steady drizzle. It was pouring at the beginning of the ball game. Zane Burke scoring the only touchdown of the game. Zane Burke, the Mount Anthony quarterback, in for the injured Andy Todd. John Watson has been injured for the Raiders with a ligament injury, and he was taken to the hospital. He, of course, will not be back in this game tonight. So we're at halftime here at Spinelli Field at Mount Anthony in Bennington. At halftime, our score, the Mount Anthony Patriots 7, Rutland High nothing. We'll be back with our halftime show and our H.A. Eddy Energy Fans in the Stand show coming up after this 2-minute timeout here for Rutland High. And this will be a line drive, bouncing right by Redding, back inside the 10, picks it up at the 6, back across the 10, straight ahead, hemmed in, and he gets it out to about the 12-yard line. It went skidding by Redding, picked it up, tried to return it back, and it was Jeff Whitmer getting down there to make the tackle for Rutland High. So we're just underway here in the third quarter. Mount Anthony with a 7-0 lead. And Mount Anthony has it 1st and 10 at its own 13-yard line. Periodically, we'll tell you about the time. We're making a mention of it quite a bit because the clock is inoperative, so when we can catch the official time, we'll let you know. But it's just underway here in the third quarter. Zane Burke is the quarterback. He's gone all the way. Step is in motion left to right. Mailhot, the lone setback, gets the pitch, and he sweeps right, tries to cut it back inside, and he does for maybe a yard out to the 14. It'll be 2nd and 9. Looks like across the way, it looked like Mitch Morgan there that made the hit. So the Patriots have it at their own 14.
Well, that play looked as though it was going to get to the outside, and Mailhot very dangerous if he's able to get around the end of the line of scrimmage, and the play was snuffed out quickly by the ball pursuit from the Rutland defense, and it stopped it for only a pickup of 2.
Right side hash mark as the center is Mike Stratton. Wide left comes Redding. Wing left is Step, and again the lone setback is Mailhot. It's a man wide right, and Mailhot gets the call straight ahead to the 15, out to the 16. Picked up just a couple, and that's it. John Haynes and Jason Schmidt there on the tackle for Rutland High. So it'll be 3rd down coming up for the Patriots. They have it at their own 16-yard line. 3rd down and about 7. 7-0 Mount Anthony. We're just underway here in the third quarter at Spinelli Field as the wideouts, the flankers, Gully and Watson, continue to alternate for Mount Anthony. And Watson is in there right now. Redding is wide left. Watson is wide right. Mailhot, the deep back, Stemp the up back out of the eye. Behind the junior quarterback, Zane Burke. Burke back to throw. Let's fly. And it's incomplete. He underthrew Paul Redding up around the 37-yard line, but we got a penalty marker down. Redding was covered by Billy Moran.
This may be against Mount Anthony.
It could go either way. It's undoubtedly pass interference, but which way is it going?
It's going against Mount Anthony.
Offensive pass interference against Mount Anthony.
And it's because Moran had Redding covered beautifully downfield, and what happened was it looked as though the players reversed positions when that ball was aired out. It looked as though Moran could have been the receiver, with Redding being the defender, and the defender in that case, Redding, got the penalty thrown against him, so it was offensive pass interference against Redding.
It should be half the distance to the goal line and loss of down, correct, for offensive pass interference? They declined the penalty anyway. I thought I saw the loss of down signal, but they declined the penalty anyway.
So for the second time tonight,
so it'll be 4th and 7 for the Patriots, their own 16. Longton back to the 5 to boot it away. And the Raider deep man back around the 50. Snap a little bit low, and Longton gets a boomer away. It's Stempek and Moran back to his own 41, fumbles the football, scramble for the football. The Raiders have recovered. Moran and Stempek were back deep around the 50, and Longton set it way over Moran's head. He fumbled the football, but Stempek came back to recover around the Raider 37-yard line.
Now Stempek is shaken up. That ball was kicked a mile high. Pardon the reference to Denver Broncos home stadium, but that thing, the booth, is a small window. It's about head level high, and I'm 5'10", and you had to stick my head out to see the height on that punt.
Well, Mike Stempek has been injured. The Raiders have already lost the services of John Watson, who was taken to the hospital earlier. Stempek is back up on his feet. and it looks like he'll be back. He'll be moving off the field under his own power. I could be mistaken. Undoubtedly, pass interference offensively is not a loss of down, or they would have taken the penalty. I thought I saw the signal. And the Raiders, of course, forced Mount Anthony to punt on 4th and long. So the Raiders have it 1st and 10. Pretty good field position, their own 37-yard line. Jobin Feinberg is in for Stempeck. Feinberg is the deep back. Conway the up back out of the eye. Couple of wideouts right for the Raiders. Dwyer's gone all the way at quarterback. Pitch to Feinberg. Sweeps left and turns it back inside and gets a pretty good yardage out across the 40 to about the 43. Paul Redding on the tackle. Picked up about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Well, Feinberg tried to get to the outside, got good blocking. There was a hole back towards the middle of the field off the right shoulder of the right guard, and he took it upfield and picked up 6 yards on 1st down. A good job of running the football by Feinberg.
Seth Bailey is wide right along with Mayhew. Tight left is Paller. Dwyer on the handoff straight ahead. It goes to Conway, and he cracks his way out to about the 47, maybe the 48. It is a 1st down. Hank Van Orman on the tackle. Well, I presupposed a 1st down earlier. I'm sorry. They're going to say his knee touched at the 46. So he squirted up to about the 48, but they said no way, back to the 46. So it is shy of 1st down yardage. It's 3rd down and a long one for the Raiders at their own 46-yard line. He'd certainly, if they gave him his forward progress, he made it with plenty to spare. So that's 3 times we've presupposed on 1st down or not tonight, and we're 0 for 3. So we'll just keep it quiet the next time. Dwyer now on the pitch to Stempeck, who's back in. Sweeps left. 1st down and more to the 50 to the Patriot 47-yard line. That picked up 7 for Mike Stempeck, back in the ball game after being shaken up on that punt earlier. James Gully on the stop for Mount Anthony. The Raiders have it 1st and 10 at the Mount Anthony 47-yard line.
And right now, this is a vital drive here for the Raider offensive unit. Their defense, which has been playing superb the entire evening, came up with a big stop on Mount Anthony's first possession of the second half, and now Rutland gets their first down since their first series back in the first quarter. So pardon all the first, but this is a big drive here for the Raiders offense.
1st and 10 for Pat Dwyer and company as Seth Bailey's in motion right to left. Handoff straight ahead to Stempeck. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 50, to the 10, to the 5-yard line, and he's dragged down from behind. Mike Stempeck, tackled finally by Paul Redding. A 42-yard pickup for Stempeck. It's 1st and goal, Rutland High.
I tell you what, Mike Stempeck should walk off the field under his own power more often if this is how he is going to respond. He went off the field after that fumble recovery on the punt on his own power. He was shaken up. The next time he comes in on 3rd and 1, picks up 7. On 1st and 10, picks up 42. So make no mistake, Mike Stempeck is healthy in this lineup now for the Raiders offensively.
1st and goal, Raiders, the Mount Anthony 5. We are in the 3rd quarter. It is 7-0 Mount Anthony. Is that clock correct? 8:20 or so remaining in the 3rd quarter. Paller is tight right. A couple of men wide left now as the Raiders operate out of the eye. Handoff to Stempeck straight ahead, and he's awfully close. Oh, I'll tell you, I thought he got in, but they're going to say down at the goal line. 2nd and goal. Brad Frazier on the tackle. Picked up 4.
Tackle made by number 37, Brad.
Boy, I thought he got in.
Depends on where he had the football. His helmet actually crossed the goal line, and if he was holding the football tight, that would have put it maybe a foot shy, and that's exactly where the ball is marked now. Rutland must get into the end zone here. They're deep, deep, deep. In fact, as deep as you can get without scoring into Mount Anthony territory.
2nd and goal, Raiders. The Patriot 1. The Raiders in that wishbone set as Feinberg is in now, and somebody jumped for the Raiders. They're going to mark it back to the 6. The Raiders right there knocking on the door. Feinberg and Stempeck were the deep backs. Conway the up back in the wishbone set. Illegal procedure against the Raiders. They mark it back to the 6. It'll be 2nd and goal for Rutland High.
And I remember it all too well talking to Coach Norman, standing in the doorway before this football game started, and he said, the penalties once we get inside the 20 have been killing us all year long. They're deep inside the 20 now, and they get an illegal procedure penalty, or excuse me, movement early. And that backs it up 5 yards.
Mayhew and Seth Bailey wide left. Paller tight right. The Raiders back in the eye. Dwyer on the pitch now to Stempeck. takes it left and cuts it back inside for a couple to the 4-yard line. We got a penalty marker down. And if this is against the Raiders, it would be a killer of a penalty. They've already had one penalty when they were knocking on the door. We'll wait and see.
I'm sorry.
Who are they going to talk to here? Are they talking to Dwyer? It's a clip against Rutland High, and this will mark him back 15 yards. Just a few moments ago, the Raiders had it 2nd and goal, virtually at the goal line after it appeared that Stempeck got in on the previous play to me. But now, after a 5-yard penalty, they move it back 15 more yards, and the Raiders will have it 2nd and goal all the way back at the Mount Anthony 20. 7-0 Mount Anthony. We are in the 3rd quarter. Is that the correct time again? 7:07 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Although it's still there, they're still running.
It's unofficially 7:07. They are keeping it on the field and the clock periodic here. Wide right, Mayhew. Couple of setbacks now. And a wing left. 2nd and goal for the Raiders. The Patriot 20. In motion is Seth Bailey now. Left to right. Dwyer looking to throw. Rolls right. Throws toward the end zone. Wide open Mayhew. He's got a touchdown. Pat Dwyer to Chris Mayhew. A 20-yard touchdown pass. And the Raiders are on the board at 7-6 Mount Anthony.
The 7th play of the drive, Jack, and what a nice job of selling the run by Pat Dwyer, the quarterback. Rolled to his right, got plenty of good blocking from the left side of his offensive line, and just lofted the football up. Mayhew was lined up on the slot position on the near side, rolled to the middle of the field, cut it back towards the near corner of the end zone, was wide open. Beautifully thrown football and a beautifully executed drive by the Rutland offense.
That was after the penalty. It put the Raiders back to the 20-yard line. Conway in to attempt the extra point is blocked. The extra point is blocked, I believe, by Wes Dewey. So the score remains Mount Anthony 7 and Rutland 6. 6:47 left, 3rd quarter. Back with a kickoff after this 32nd time.
Defense, which forced Mount Anthony to punt on their first drive, is going to get back onto the field.
This will skid inside the 25, inside the 20, and it is picked up at the 15-yard line, out across the 20 to about the 25. On the return for Mount Anthony was Ken Mailhot. And getting down there was Justin Eddy on the tackle.
Good coverage on the special teams by this Rutland ball club now, and their defense has been playing extremely well all evening long now, and this is where the game gets interesting. The explosive Mount Anthony offense against this Rutland defense.
1st and 10 for Mount Anthony. The Patriots have it at their own 25-yard line. Wide left is Zach Watson. Mailhot the deep back, step the up back out of the eye. Redding is wide right. Zane Burke, the quarterback, he's gone all the way. He's in for the injured Andy Todd, who hasn't played in this ball game tonight. Handoff to the deep back. Mailhot takes it straight ahead. He's really hit hard after picking up a couple, and a penalty marker is thrown in there. Picked up a couple of the 27. See what the penalty marker is all about, as the tackle was made by Chris Healey. It might have been unnecessary roughness against Mount Anthony after the play. Offensively, personal foul on sportsmanlike conduct against Mount Anthony, and this would be a 15-yard penalty. They would move this back, and this must be one of those dead foul or dead ball fouls that we saw a week ago. So it should be 2nd down. Yeah, it is 2nd down. So we saw this last week. Remember, we discussed it for a while. It will be 2nd down. That's from the point of infraction back to the 15. Actually, half the distance to the goal line. So it is 2nd down and 20 for the Patriots at their own 15-yard line after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Redding is wide left, back to throw. Burke lets fly, wants Redding, and it's incomplete up around the 45. Great play by Moran as he knocked it away. Great defensive play by Billy Moran as Redding was right there around the Mount Anthony 45. Beautifully thrown pass by Burke, but Moran with another big defensive play.
Well, Burke may realize before this football game is out that you may want to throw it away from Billy Moran, because if you don't, he's going to come up with an interception at some point in this football game. He's had 3 opportunities, and he's made 3 big plays deep in coverage. He's in single coverage with Redding along the near sideline, and all evening long he's matched him stride for stride and deflected 3 balls here.
3rd down for the Patriots, their own 15. On the draw play, Dwyer goes to Mailhot, nothing doing. He's going to lose yardage back to the 7-yard line. He was hit in the backfield. And he was buried by Jason Schmidt all the way back to the 7. That lost 8 more. Let's see, they got to get out to about the 37. It's back at the 10, and they're going to call it. It'll be 4th down and 27. They're going to mark it at the Patriot 10. 4th down and 27 for Mount Anthony. They'll have to boot the football away. Mount Anthony has a 7-6 lead. We are in the 3rd quarter. Longton will boot the football to either Stempeck or Moran around the 50-yard line. Big play by Billy Moran just a few moments ago defensively. The snap is a good one. Longton from his own end zone gets a firmer away. It'll bounce on a hop to the 48 of Mount Anthony, and Moran breaks the tackle. 45 inside the 40 and down at the 39. Penalty markers down. And I believe, at least from Mike Stempeck's indication, this might go against Mount Anthony. We'll wait and see. Maybe not. It's a clip against Rutland. It's going to go the other way. Mike undoubtedly was clapping the effort by Billy Moran, but did not see the flag. It is a clipping penalty against Rutland High, so a 15-yard penalty will mark it back, but the Raiders still have relatively good field position. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. The clock reads 5 minutes remaining 3rd quarter. Unofficially, it's 7-6 Mount Anthony.
Well, it's nice to get a 15-yard penalty against your ball club and still be that close to midfield, and to give all the credit to the Rutland defense, which is continuing to baffle this Mount Anthony offense out here tonight, getting the job done. There was several big plays on that last defensive stand by the Raiders, and as a result, Rutland gets the football back at their own 48-yard line.
Backs are split behind Pat Dwyer. Mayhew is wide left. There's a wing right. Hand off to Stempeck straight ahead and to the 49, and then gets driven back. In tight on the right was Matt Daly. Wes Dewey, who blocked that extra point after the Raider touchdown on the tackle. Picked up a yard. 2nd and 9 for the Raiders. Their own 49-yard line. 20-yard touchdown pass from Dwyer to Mayhew. The Raiders scoring, the extra point blocked. It was a 3-yard quarterback keeper by Mount Anthony, Zane Burke, into the 2nd quarter for the Mount Anthony touchdown, and Jake Lockton's extra point is the difference. Duval is in. He's a wing left. Tight right, Matt Daly. The backs are split. Dwyer on the handoff to Stempeck. Strings it out left. Cuts it into Mount Anthony territory, and he's tackled at the Mount Anthony 48. Picks up about 3. Paul Redding there on the stop for Mount Anthony. 3rd down coming up for the Raiders. 3rd down about 7. Mount Anthony's 48-yard line.
Well, they must get a 1st down here. Continue this drive now. Hold on to the football. And actually, it's been the Rutland defense. It's been the big story of this football game. You come in, you think it's the Mount Anthony offense, but so far tonight, it's been the big play of this Raider defensive unit that's kept Rutland in this football game.
Couple of wideouts right as they mark it at the left side hash mark. 3rd down for the Raiders. 3rd and 7, the Mount Anthony 48. Dwyer looking to throw. Drops way back. Sets up the screen. Complete to Conway. Puts on a move at the Mount Anthony 45. And down at the Mount Anthony 43-yard line or so, as it was Brad Frazier there on the tackle. Talking about a good read, or selling the running play, or selling the screenplay, I should say, was Pat Dwyer. He dropped it way back. The entire Raider team sold that very well.
Well, they were set up for the screen the whole way, as there was nobody blocking for Dwyer. He had about a 2.5 seconds to get rid of that football. He did so to Conway. Conway got close to a 1st down, and then close enough, in fact, they're going to bring the chains out.
Yeah, it's going to be right around the Mount Anthony 42-yard line, as it's really starting to pick up again here as far as the rain is concerned. It's 7-6 Mount Anthony, unofficially 3:24 left in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be shy of 1st down yardage. The Raiders have it 4th down in inches at the Mount Anthony 42-yard line. The Raiders set up in the short yardage wishbone. They do that in short yardage situations. Dwyer straight ahead. He's got the 1st down, it appears, as he gets it to about the 40. Looked like he got that with plenty to spare. Jovan Feinberg was in the backfield along with Stempeck and Conway in the wishbone, and that got to the 40. 1st and 10 for the Raiders, the Mount Anthony 40-yard line. 7-6 Mount Anthony. We're in the 3rd quarter. Right around 3:18 remaining in the third quarter.
Well, we've seen Rutland use that formation at the goal line. They just followed the center, Chris Dupuis. He got good blocking, followed the surgence there of the offensive line, and picked up the first down.
Pallers wide right along with Seth Bailey. 1st and 10 for Pat Dwyer and company. Hand off to Stempeck straight ahead, and he skids his way for a yard or two to the 38. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Josh Stemp on the tackle.
And Rutland continues to hold on to this football now. They've enjoyed the time of possession in this second half. Definitely favors Rutland as they've really cracked down on that Mount Anthony offense and keeping them off the field and keeping the ball in their hands. And they march downfield further into Patriot territory.
Here's the pitch now to Stempeck. Stempeck toward the far sideline as he tried to turn the corner. Got it to about the 35-yard line. Picked up about 3, maybe 4 on the play. And Wes Dewey there on the tackle. We'll see where they mark it as they bring it toward the middle of the field. Left side hash mark. Going to mark it at the 36. Picked up close to 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders. The Mount Anthony 36-yard line. Ball before was marked between the 38 and 39, so he picked up close to 3. Aaron Bailey was in on that play, and he's out of the football game right now. Under 2 minutes unofficially remaining third quarter. Mount Anthony with the 7-6 lead. Mayhew caught that touchdown pass. Back in, he's wide right. Bats are split behind Pat Dwyer. Hand off to Stempeck as he sweeps right, and he is tackled after losing a couple back to the 38-yard line by Tig Stratton. And the Raiders will be faced with a 4th down and about 9.
4th down and about 9 yards to go.
At the Patriot 38-yard line.
So this drive was stopped by the Mount Anthony defense. Big play on 3rd down.
And they are going to boot the football here. Send Mount Anthony back. Paul Redding back in single safety around the Patriot 5-yard line as Aaron Corbino into boot it right around the 50.
Keep your eye on fumbling the football. It's happened on a couple occasions here tonight.
Snap is a good one, and Corbino gets the boot away. And this will hit outside the 5 and then roll out of bounds right around the Patriot 5-yard line. That's exactly where they say it went out of bounds. Great boot by Aaron Corbino. 33-yard boot, and he angled it out of bounds at the Patriot 5, and the Patriots are way back to the shadow of their own goalpost here. They have a 7-6 lead with unofficially 52 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Well, Corbino was thinking sideline the whole time, had his body turned practically facing us up here in the broadcast booth, and a beautiful job of pinning Mount Anthony deep in their own territory.
And the throat is getting dry on this rainy night. Zane Burke operates out of the eye, handoff to Mailhot straight ahead. Good yardage out to the 10 before he's dropped. Picked up 5, got the Patriots out of some trouble there. Ken Kuchar on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Pats, their own 10-yard line.
Clock running now under a half minute unofficially here in this third quarter.
Watson and Gully
pretty much dominated by the Rutland offense as far as time of possession goes.
And we said unofficially, so and a matter of fact, right now, that is the end of the third quarter. So the clock still showed here unofficially 17 seconds. So that's the end of the third quarter here at Spinelli Field in Bennington. After 3, our score, Mount Anthony 7, Rutland 6. Back after this 30-second timeout.
And the wind has picked up considerably here, as well as the rain continuing. It stopped momentarily near the end of the first half, and it picked up at the start of the second half, and it continues to rain here in Bennington.
Wide right for the Patriots, James Gully. Patriots operate out of the eye. Zane Burke has gone all the way at quarterback. Stemp the up back, Mailhot the deep back out of the eye. And the handoff to Stemp straight ahead. Gets it out to about the 15-yard line. That would appear to be enough for a first down as he picked up about 5. Ken Kuchar on the tackle. And that is a first down for Mount Anthony. Actually got across the 15 to about the 17, so he picked up 7. First and 10 for the Patriots, their own 17-yard line.
In fact, we're going to play the rest of the game here using the officials' timekeeping on the field.
Yeah, the clock is not running here in the fourth quarter. First and 10 for the Patriots. Zane Burke on the long count. Burke on the handoff to Mailhot, puts both arms around the football and takes it straight ahead across the 20 to about the 21. Picked up about 4. Again, Ken Kuchar on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Patriots, their own 21-yard line.
And a dry football momentarily as they shift footballs every play here. Bring one to the sideline, towel it off a little bit, bring another one, let the official stand over the football with a towel on it, doing what they can to keep the football as dry as possible. And this evening we've seen on several occasions the ball squirt right out of the hands of the person intended for catching it, so that's been a problem here the entire evening.
Rain continues to come down, 2nd down for the Patriots. Their own 21-yard line. Burke takes it right on the option, then against the grain, and gets it to about the 23. Picks up just a couple. Jason Schmidt there on the tackle for Rutland High. It will be 3rd down for the Patriots at their own 23-yard line. 3rd down, about 4. We are in the 4th quarter, early going. Clock inoperative. We can't even tell you the unofficial time now. We'll try to keep on top of that when the officials let the scorekeeper know. As Brad Frazier comes into the football game for Josh Stemp for Mount Anthony. 7-6, Mount Anthony with the lead, and finally Mount Anthony calls for a timeout, their first of the second half. Got a timeout on the field. Mount Anthony 7, Rutland 6, early going 4th quarter. We'll be back after this 30-second break. Back in he is. He'll be the up back out of the eye. Deep back is Mailhot. A couple of wideouts right, Redding and also James Gully. Zane Burke on 3rd down, barks him out for Mount Anthony. Long count, it goes to Mailhot, takes it off the left side. Mailhot skips his way out to about the 29-yard line, picks up 6, and a 1st down. It was Billy Moran on the tackle. He just got him on the shoe tops. If he didn't make the tackle, Mailhot would have gone all the way, 77 yards for a touchdown.
But 6 yards for a good run is the result for Mailhot, because Moran, once again, he's been the defensive star of this football game for the Raiders. Several broken up plays back in coverage. This time he came from his safety position, his cornerback position, and made the solo tackle, like Jack said, on the shoe tops against Mailhot.
He just went over 100 yards, Ken Mailhot. 1st and 10, Patriots, their own 29-yard line. In motion now is Step. There's one setback, pitch to Mailhot. Sweeps right, they hem him in, and they got him this time as he picks up yardage back to the line of scrimmage. Jason Schmidt again was over there. It looked like Atwood, I believe, hit him first. Mike Stempeck was over there as well.
It was Atwood's penetration that got the first hit against Mailhot, and then Stempeck and Schmidt came in and finished him off, and a good job of team tackling by the Raider defense.
2nd and 10 for Mount Anthony, the Mount Anthony 29-yard line.
2nd and 10 to go for the Patriots.
That was a great defensive play there by the Raiders. Atwood was really the man that slowed him down. Right side hash mark. A couple of wideouts left as again the Patriots operate out of the eye behind Zane Burke, the quarterback. Burke on the handoff straight ahead to Stemp, and he takes 1 or 2 people with him, and he gets 1 or 2 yards across the 30 to the 31. Jake Conway on the stop along with Bill Sargent. It will be 3rd and 8 for the Patriots. They're on 31-yard line. We're in the 4th quarter. No word as to the time left in the ball game. The clock is inoperative. Mount Anthony has a 7-6 lead.
And here's a big time now for somebody to step up defensively for the Raiders. 3rd and 8. If they can hold here, they'll get the football back.
Stemp is the up back. Mailhot the deep back out of the eye. Man wide left, also a man wide right. Back to throw. Burke sets up the screen, and it's incomplete. Redding, who was wide right, was the man who was going to take the screen pass, and it was passed a little bit behind him. Incomplete by Burke. He intended for Redding. It'll be 4th and 8. Sargent putting the pressure on Burke as they were setting up the wide receiver screen, if you will, the flanker screen. And so 4th and 8 for the Patriots, their own 31. They'll have to boot the football away. Stempeck and Moran back deep for the Raiders around the Raider 35. Longton back around the 19 of Mount Anthony to boot it away.
And nobody picked up the drill sergeant. Number 60 came from the nose tackle position and put all the pressure on Burke, the quarterback.
And the snap is a good one. Longton got it away, almost blocked. As it goes to Stempeck at the 36. Stempeck across the 40, out to the Raider 43, drop there. Chris Healey almost came in and blocked that punt. Brad Frazier on the tackle for Mount Anthony. So the Raiders go on the offense, 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
What a nice job of fielding that punt, first and foremost by Mike Stempeck. Longton really punts the football sky high. And keep in mind, it's pouring here in Bennington, and the football is soaking wet. It's very slippery.
Mount
So
Anthony,
to start that, good job of holding on by Stempek.
Mount Anthony has the 7-6 lead. Is Dwyer on the handoff to Stempek, and nothing up the middle. He tried to string it out right, and he stopped for a loss of about a yard. And in there to make the hit for Mount Anthony was Ty Stratton.
Tackle made by number 39, Ty Stratton.
And Stempek barely, just about got to the outside, couldn't do so. Stratton with his second big defensive play of this football game for Mount Anthony, and had Stempek been able to shake that tackle, it was wide open around the right end of the line of scrimmage for a big play, but nonetheless they lose one on the play.
Second down, about 11 for the Raiders, their own 43-yard line. As on the draw play, it goes to Stempek. He's going to lose yardage back to the 42-yard line. And Mike Honorado there on the tackle, so the Raiders will be faced with a 3rd and 12 at their own 42-yard line. It's 7-6 Mount Anthony. We're in the fourth quarter. Again, the clock inoperative here.
So you don't inflict the guy down the field.
The end of the game, we'll have a J.P. Carrera & Sons Most Valuable Player for the Raiders, a Raider MVP. Raiders break the huddle. They have a 3rd down and 12, their own 42-yard line. Mayhew is wide left, a man wide right. The Raiders operate out of the eye. Quick drop, Dwyer, and he's going to be hit. Dwyer on the quick drop loses yardage back to the 37, and Terry Gray there, or check it, Hank Van Orman on the tackle for Mount Anthony.
Not a good offensive series for the Raiders. They lost one each on their first 2 plays. On the 3rd down play, they lost 3 more on the sack by Van Orman, so they're going to turn the football back over to Mount Anthony in the waiting arms of Redding, awaiting the boot from.
4th down for the Raiders, their own 38, 4th and 15. Aaron Carbonneau back to the 27 to kick it away. And this will hit inside the 40, inside the 35, and roll dead at the Mount Anthony 33-yard line. So the Patriots have the football, 1st and 10, their own 33, 7-6 Mount Anthony. We are in the fourth quarter, a low-scoring ball game because the weather tonight has been atrocious as it continues to pour here at Spinelli Field.
Well, I just saw the timekeeper on the field give 6 as an indication, maybe 6 minutes remaining. It's
okay, that's we're not sure about that.
Don't quote me on that, but the gentleman holding the score clock on the field gave the official the indication with 6.
So 1st and 10 for the Patriots, their own 33-yard line. Left side hash mark, man in motion, right to left. It is Gully. As Burke's gone all the way, handoff to Mailhot straight ahead. Mailhot breaks it into the open. And he is finally tripped up as he got it across the 40 to about the 41. Pickup of a quick 8. Billy Moran on the tackle for Rutland High.
And already Mailhot over 100 yards. So the running of the football by the Mailhot family here in Bennington continues to be successful. Over 100 yards. He almost broke that had it not been for the defensive standout of the evening for the Raiders, Billy Moran with the tackle.
It was Watson in before at wide receiver. Now Gully is in wide right. 2nd and 2 for the Patriots. Their own 41. Handoff to Step. And he gets it out across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. Picks up 5. And that is a Mount Anthony 1st down. And on the stop was Mike Stempek. We got Josh Stemp for Mount Anthony. Mike Stempek for Rutland High. As back into the ball game is Zach Watson for Gully for Mount Anthony. They continue to alternate at flanker. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Their own 46-yard line, going left to right here in the fourth quarter. Lone setback. They got a slot left and a man wide left. It is Redding. And it is the slot reverse or the wingback reverse. Nothing there. It lost a couple back to the 44. The handoff to Step. He was set up as a slot back or a wingback. Sargent and Dana Atwood on the tackle for Rutland High, and they snuffed that one out. It'll be 2nd and 12 for the Patriots at their own 44-yard line.
Good penetration by Atwood, Sargent. Bear Jickling was in there as well as Morgan defensively for the Raiders, so they continue to come up with big plays right when they need them. They need a couple more here.
Redding is wide left. It's Gully wide right. The backs are split. Burke takes it right on the option, then cuts it back inside, back to the outside, and it picks up yardage to about the 47-yard line, and that's it. Mike Stempek with a hard open field hit. Boy, it looked like it was going to get a lot more than it did. As a matter of fact, he got back to the line of scrimmage. Oh, no, he picked up, let's see.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, well, let's see. They had it back at the 40. Picked up 2, I'm sorry. The original line of scrimmage, because it's 3rd down and about 12. They're just showing us the 4-minute indication. 4 minutes left in the ball game. Mount Anthony with a 7-6 lead.
Big play here, 3rd and 11 now. Clock running under 4 minutes remaining. Rutland needs the football back, trailing by a point.
3rd down and 11 for Mount Anthony. The market just across the Patriot 45. Burke fakes the step, takes it right on the option to the 50 and to the Raider 44-yard line. Had to get to about the 43. Picked up about 10. Jason Schmidt on the tackle. Now let's see, as they mark it toward the middle of the field, it would be 4th down for Mount Anthony at the Raider 45. That's where they say he went out of bounds. Less than 4 minutes left in the ball game. It's 4th down and about a yard for the Patriots.
And the clock continues to run now, probably approaching the 3-minute mark. This here will be the play of the game. If they're going for it, I don't know. There's wholesale substitutions now for Mount Anthony. 4th and a yard.
And we can't tell you on the exact time because it's being kept on the field. Longton is going back to boot, unless they might have the long count. I don't know. Stempek and Moran back deep for the Raiders around the Raider 10. Longton back to boot. Around the Mount Anthony 44-yard line. The snap is a good one. It almost got blocked by Healey again, but he got the kick away. And it will bounce inside the 20, inside the 15, and blown dead at the Raider 13-yard line. Chris Healey almost came up with a block punt for the 2nd time in this football game.
And that would have been huge for Rutland. Healey, you said it, Jack, for the 2nd time. The last 2 punts by Longton, he's had to do so in the face of Chris the Comet Healey. And Healey missed that one simply by inches. That would have been a huge play for the Raiders. Nonetheless, they take the football over at their own 13. They've got to go a long way to go ahead in this football game.
And again, we got the 4-minute indication, but we have to say it's probably less than 3 minutes remaining. But the Raiders have the football, 1st and 10, their own 13-yard line. Mount Anthony has a 7-6 lead. Couple of wideouts right for Pat Dwyer. Dwyer looking to throw, and his pass is intercepted at the 10, the 5, and down at the 1-yard line. On the interception was Josh Stemp. Dwyer went back to throw and tossed it off to the left side as he wanted a man just going down short. I'm not sure who the intended receiver was, but Stemp stepped in front, picked off the pass, took it down the sideline, and they are going to mark it at the Raider 2-yard line. 1st and goal for Mount Anthony.
Unlucky. There was pressure on Dwyer up the middle of the field. They had a screen pass set up towards the near sideline. The ball was lofted just a little bit too much, and Stemp came in, picked it off, nearly got into the end zone, and there's a timeout on the field.
Mount Anthony with a timeout. 7-6 Mount Anthony. Timeout on the field. We'll be back after this 30-second break. And got knocked out of bounds at the 2, and that's where we stand right now. Mount Anthony 1st and goal at the Raider 2. Mount Anthony with a 7-6 lead. We are late in the ball game. The clock is inoperative. Wide left, Redding. Zane Burke, the quarterback. It's the power I set up for Mount Anthony as Burke barks him out. Handoff to Mailhot off the right side, and he squeezes down very close to about the 1-yard line. Mike Stempek on the tackle. And a whole bunch of Raiders there to drop him, as a matter of fact. Stempek led the way. 2nd and goal for Mount Anthony at the Raider 1-yard line. Mount Anthony with a 7-6 lead. Brett Frazier is into the ball game. Frazier and Stemp are the upbacks. Mailhot the deep back out of the power I. Dewey tight right, Redding wide left. Burke on the handoff to Mailhot. Nothing there. Straight ahead. He got driven back. Jake Conway leading the charge defensively. Dana Atwood was over there as well. And it will be 3rd and goal for the Patriots at the Raider 2. That lost about a yard.
Second big play in a row by this Raider defense, and you touch on it again. They've been superb here this evening. And they're going to have to rise to the occasion again. And actually, the opponent now is not Mount Anthony. It's the clock. If they can stop here.
Oh, we got a timeout on the field.
Rutland.
It's timeout Raiders. When we come back, 3rd and goal for Mount Anthony at the Raider 2. 7-6 Mount Anthony. Timeout on the field. We'll be back after this 30-second break. It's unofficially a minute 10. We're not really sure if we caught that signal correctly.
But still, though, the Raider defense continues to be tough at their own goal line. They're going to need to do that here for the next play, the next 2 plays.
Wide right is Redding. Watson wide left. Mount Anthony operating out of the eye. Hand off to Mailhot straight ahead. And they stop him at the goal line. It'll be 4th and goal for Mount Anthony at the Raider 1. And there to drive him back was Ken Kuchar, who's played a nice ball game tonight.
3 plays in a row, knocking at the goal line. And the Raider defense continues to hold. They've pushed him back twice. He got barely back to the line of scrimmage on that play.
And we have a Mount Anthony Patriot who's been shaken up, so we have an official's timeout. Mount Anthony has a 7-6 lead. That was Jeff Tatro who's been taken out of the ball game. Mount Anthony has it 4th and goal at the Raider 1. They had it 1st and goal at the 2 after the Josh Stemp interception, and they have not been able to cash in. Coming up tomorrow afternoon, we got MSJ at Burlington. We'll be on the air with a pregame show at 1:05 and kickoff time at 1:30. We'll have Rutland and hosting Burlington a week from tonight. Beginning at 7:05 with a pregame show, kickoff time at 7:30. We'll have another doubleheader next weekend. A week from tomorrow, it'll be MSJ hosting Hartford. 4th and goal, Patriots, the Raider 2. Zane Burke works him out on 4th down. Handoff again to Mailhot, and Mailhot is in for the touchdown as he took it straight ahead. A 1-yard touchdown run for Ken Mailhot, and Mount Anthony now leads it by a score of 13-6.
Well, it took him 4 plays, and it took him 2 yards. So give a lot of credit to that Raider defensive front. Did a superb job of keeping Mount Anthony out of the end zone for 3 of those 4 plays. It was the last play of that drive, a 1-yard touchdown plunge by Ken Mailhot, who's already got over 100 yards rushing the football, and Mount Anthony goes on top 13-6, probably under a minute remaining.
55 seconds left.
55 seconds left in the ball game. Longton in to attempt the extra point. Redding is the holder. Puts it down. The kick by Longton. He is up and good. It's 14-6. Mount Anthony back with a kickoff after this 30-second break. Even with the rain, but that has not been the case as the rain continues to fall. Anybody's ball game until late in the game. The interception by Stemp. And on 4th down, Mailhot punches it in from a yard out. And Mount Anthony has the 14-6 lead. Zane Burke scored on a 3-yard quarterback keeper for Mount Anthony in the second quarter. The Raider touchdown, a 20-yard touchdown pass from Pat Dwyer to Chris Mayhew in the third quarter. And the extra point was blocked. Longton getting set on the kickoff now. And this will boom all the way into the end zone for an automatic touchback. So the Raiders will have it with about 53 seconds left in the game. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Again, tomorrow it's MSJ at Burlington. We'll be on the air at 1:05 with a pregame show and kickoff time at 1:30.
That's an impressive foot by Longton, the punter and the kicker. And that's really comes at the best possible time for Mount Anthony. Rutland setting up for the return. And there's no chance of it when the ball's kicked over their heads and into the end zone. Touchback comes out to the Rutland 20.
Well, the Raiders a game effort tonight. Mayhew and Duval are wide left. They're only 8 points behind. We'll see what happens. Dwyer back to throw. Throws left, and it's incomplete. It was knocked away as it was intended for Joe Duval up around the Raider 30. Knocked away by Tyke Stratton. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Raiders at their own 20.
And Stratton again with a big defensive play for Mount Anthony. He's done it on several occasions here tonight. And it appears as though this last drive here for Rutland's going to be done through the air.
As Duval is out, and into the ball game is Seth Bailey for Rutland High. Chris Dupuis, the sophomore center, leads the club out of the huddle. Paller is tight left. Seth Bailey is a wing left. Backs are split. Mayhew is wide right. Dwyer barks him out on second down. Looking to throw, rolls right hand. He throws as he's hit, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Stempeck, up around the 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Raiders at their own 20.
So I don't know if Stempeck saw that football. They rolled to the right. And
might have lost that in the lights.
Yeah, exactly. And then, Dwyer threw it back across to the near side. Again, he had rolled to the right, threw it back across the field to the left. Stratton was deep in coverage along with the intended receiver, Stempeck, and Stempeck was open. He just, I don't know if he looked at the last second as the ball hit right in front of him. He couldn't see that football.
We're late in the game. Mount Anthony with a 14-6 lead. The Raiders have it 3rd and 10 at their own 20. Dwyer back to throw. Looking, being pressured, and he throws as he goes down. It's incomplete. He almost had Conway. Conway couldn't hang on up around the Raider 26-yard line. Dwyer did well to get that pass away as he was hit as he threw. It'll be 4th and 10 for the Raiders at their own 20. Trailing by 8 late in the game. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Well, Dwyer had 2 defenders draped all over him, stayed on his feet, and actually had the presence of mind to keep looking downfield. Came back for Conway. The ball was just too slippery to hold on to.
Conway is the lone setback. Trips right for the Raiders on 4th and 10 from the 20. Dwyer back to throw, rolls right. He's going to be hit, and he's sacked at the 10. Lost 10, and Mount Anthony takes over on downs. Wes Dewey on the sack for Mount Anthony.
By number 31, Wes Dewey.
A game effort by this Raider ball club tonight will come up short.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Mount Anthony at the Raider 11-yard line. And we have to be awfully late in the ball game now.
11-yard line.
About 19 seconds.
About 19 seconds to go, they tell us. Again, the clock inoperative.
Time for one play, or just down the football.
1st and 10 for Mount Anthony. The Patriots have it at the Raider 11-yard line. The Patriots have the 14-6 lead.
You can run the clock out. That's it. They're running them out.
There will be at least one more play, I would assume. They started
The clock.
They have started the clock, okay. And that is the ball game.